Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. We have a very, very big issue that's about probably to hit the fan. The Scottish Government has just announced that it wants to take £41.2 million of public taxpayer money and hand it to private companies to help decarbonise the buses of Scotland. Think about this. You are telling private companies that their bus fleets are old. They're probably not. There's going to be some buses that will be new, but their bus fleets are unacceptable and need to be replaced. But don't worry. Rather than making you replace them at your cost, the people of Scotland will pay for these. They will give your private company that you pay your taxpayer, your shareholders a profit out of, £41.2 million of public money. How is this possibly right? You bring in a rule, you bring in a transport rule that says that by, let's pick a date, 2035, all buses must be electric. Yeah, fine. They've got 11 years in which to do that. So every time a bus gets beyond its usable, workable life and it's replaced, it starts now, over time, it's replaced by an electric bus at the private company's expense. Now, you may be able to give them a small tax break for doing it. Fair enough. But to hand £41.2 million of taxpayers' money to private bus companies, you are nationalising debt. You are saying, hey, you're going to have to run up a debt buying these buses, but don't worry, we'll pay for it. I'm going to run out and buy a bus company tomorrow. I want some of that pie. I want some of that lovely taxpayer money that John Swinney is seemingly just giving away. He can't put money into the NHS. He can't fix the roads. No, but he can give over £40 million to private companies just to help them make an even bigger profit. This is what you voted for, is it? You voted for money that could go into social care, health, education, the road, transport, communications, anything like that. And it isn't going there. 41.2 million into his mate's company. And it makes you wonder how much of that will come back later in the form of, oh, have you retired? Would you like a wee directorship? You know, would you like to go and sit on our board and we'll pay you £100,000 a year and you only have to come in once or twice a month? Because that's what happens with these people. He's announced this it's actually 41.7, my mistake. I said 41.2. £41.7 million investment to help deliver 252 zero-emission buses, which means electric buses, to Scotland's roads. You should make the operators pay for this. Make the operators take the risk. The operators take the profit, and they take the profit because they take the risk. That's how business works. When the people of Scotland are told, without any confirmation, you're getting no say. The taxpayers are not having a say on this. They're being told, no, you're taking the risk in buying these buses, but the stockholders, the shareholders of these companies are going to make the profits off the back of them. None of this is coming back to the taxpayer. That's what Swinney is doing. This, of course, is all part of their bullshit net zero, which, of course, as everybody knows, is firstly impossible and B, is destructive to the economy. It won't happen. It cannot happen simply because, physics. And in the immortal words of Scotty, you can't break the laws of physics, Captain. Right? And it doesn't matter how good he is. So this net zero is all bullshit. But hey, we're going to pump in millions upon millions of taxpayers' money into this bollocks. The investment, he says, this is Swinney, he says it will deliver 100 new intercity bus routes and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by more than 600,000 tonnes over the lifetime of the fleet. Nobody said how long the fleet will last. It won't last that long. The batteries have a 5 to 8 year effective life. They become deeply ineffective afterwards. And when you take in, they're saying there's 600,000 tons of carbon, have they added in all the cost of creating the bus? Because obviously you've got to dig out 100 million tons of earth with these great big diesel-powered diggers in Africa. You've got all those children running through in all that heavily toxic area with all those cadmium lakes that are destructive to the environment. It's all got to be processed, moved, processed again, moved, processed a third time, moved, constructed, moved. When you actually look at the total process in creating an electric car, it's 3 times more damaging to the world than a normal car. Here's the thing, normal cars exist. You don't have to make them. You can extend the lives of cars that have already been made. All the energy used in creating a car is already gone. But these people don't like that because it goes against their agenda, because facts are irrelevant to them. It's all ideology, and that's the problem. And that is why this madness continues, and this is why the taxpayers of Scotland are being forced against their will to pay £41.7 million to private companies to boost their profits. And who will benefit? Because these buses won't be made in Scotland either. Will they? They'll be made probably China, let's face it, probably China. And yet this madness continues because nobody has the balls to call them out. Nobody has the balls to sit there and tell them, you know what you're doing is wrong. It's wrong from a scientific, physical point of view. It's wrong from an economic point of view. It's wrong from a moralistic point of view, because every pound that goes to a private company is a pound not being spent on education or the NHS or transport in this country, or on getting the roads right, or on communications, or on social care, or on drug, programs. All the things, that actually matter. All the things that affect real people. And instead, he's stealing money from the people, handing it to these companies in the vain hope that in a year or so's time, he gets a little bit of backsheesh as he joins the board of, one of the big bus companies and sits there on his big 6-figure salary, scratching his greedy arse and thinking life is good. And they're all at it, Anyway, it's enough to drive you to drink, isn't it? I'm not today. I'm no drinking today. Sadly. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Do please let me know in the comments what you think. I've got an idea how that's going to work out. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I shall speak to you later. Bye.